guys, tonight we have a very special guest. Oscar Camanio couldn't make it, but we got ourselves an awesome Hartford resident who's giving back to the community in awesome ways. And we're going to bring him on right after this intro. Which one is the intro again? Here we go. My bad, guys. Still getting used to this.
What the fuck? This shit slaps. Who the fuck made this beat?
Double G.
So, like the potheads we are, we don't have a lighter. So, yay us, but we do got everything rolled up now, and we've got this really awesome person that I'm excited to introduce y'all to. His name is Miguel. He's a business owner here in Hartford. He just came from his first mayoral debate, and he's going to talk about what he does in the community because you don't have to be an activist to be an activist. Sometimes you just have to give a little part of yourself out of love. And we've got the owner of Wise Guys Scissor Society here. Miguel, how are you today? I can't hear you.
You gotta unmute your mic.
You gotta unmute your mic. Hold on. Okay, put the volume up on your phone. Unmute, mute. Okay, so he's not muted. He has to put the volume all the way up. Edit mic settings. Let me hold on. Okay, so your sound is not on, Maggie. You got to put the volume up. I have an idea.
Still nothing.
Oh, well, grab the lighter real quick.
I don't know where it is.
It's on my keys.
Where's your keys?
I don't know where my keys are.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold up. Oh, hold on.
What's going on?
I have an idea. So come back in. I'm going to kick you. Come back in. Okay? Oh, he's off. All right. So, guys, we're getting our lighters ready. And he's coming back on. It's never the bottom one. Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, it's your bag. You would know.
Okay. You have a point.
Oh, no. This is a problem.
Wow, this can't be the smoke break without a lighter. Oh, wait, he's back though. And something happened.
Me?
Yo, I can hear him.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and I can hear you guys. Perfect.
Yes.
That worked. So yeah, I guess I just had to get out and get back on. Sorry for the technical difficulty. But yeah, here I am. Thank you for having me on the show. You guys are awesome.
No, you're awesome. I just saw your commercial with Hartford Healthcare.
No way. Where'd you see it? Because it's a little bit everywhere, you know. So some people have called me, like, for example, some people who work at the hospital have called me and told me they've seen it on their computer. Some people who visited the hospital. Yeah, Facebook, you saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You know, I'm getting an outpour of love and support. Everyone all over the city is starting to see the video everywhere. Some in the hospital, some on their phones, some at doctor's offices. Like, I had a friend of mine not too long ago go to see his doctor, you know, like his regular, you know, PCP. And at the office, boom, there it was on the TV, and he screenshot it and sent it to me. And so, yeah, thank you guys. The video is everywhere. And billboards
Yes,
everywhere.
and we're really excited because you're having another haircut event. You've had some for the homeless, and
Yes.
that's something you don't see often in the city. So tell us about your passion because we know you love to cut hair.
Yeah, so just to touch on that, um I have to start by saying where I built my barbershop, right? I had a goal to build a brand new barbershop. I didn't know where. And then I saw a brand new building coming up in my community over at Park and Main Street at the new development there, the Park and Main development. Um and it's a beautiful building, and I immediately started to look into it, inquire about opening a barbershop there, and I got the landlord's approval and the city's approval, and so I did. And a lot of people didn't realize, like, right next door is South Park Inn. Like, literally right next door, my barbershop is located 87 Main Street, and the address to the shelter is 75 Main Street. Like, literally, they're my next door neighbors. um and so, that's where I decided to build my barbershop, right next to the homeless shelter. And immediately I saw that, there was a huge population of homeless people right outside my barbershop, right next door. And, some of them I actually knew. I saw faces that I would recognize from just downtown, from the bus, from, begging at McDonald's, whatever. I saw faces I knew, faces I knew I shouldn't be mean to, faces I knew that just needed help and they were going through a rough time. And the only real thing I could do was cut their hair. I had just spent all my money building a barbershop. I didn't have no money to give. I didn't have nothing to give except my clippers. And so immediately I started giving out free haircuts to the homeless people, and it turned into this big movement. Everybody's behind it. Everybody supports it. And I feel that if they're not behind it yet, soon they will be. How could you not be behind the homeless community in our city that is a huge number of people? And I like to tell some of my barbers, right? Because in fact, one of them asked me, why do you do that for the homeless people, and why do you care? And I have several reasons. We can go on for hours what my reasons are. One, I'm human. you know Two, I once was homeless before. Growing up, I didn't have all this money. I didn't come from money. I had to work for every penny. And so, at times life was hard and I got homeless, and I would jump from couch to couch at my friends' houses, and you name it. And so, yeah, the label homeless, yeah, I was homeless before, and that's okay to say. Um I just started cutting their hair, and immediately it turned into something, crazy. And my barber asked me, he's like, "Oh, why do you do this?" And what I told him is, aren't we all one decision away from being homeless anyway? Like, America's crazy. We all live paycheck to paycheck. It's the rat race. We're all in it. If anybody's check stops coming for 3 weeks in a row, you're not gonna be far from being homeless. So that's I
And a
keep
lot
it
of people
real.
suffer in silence. I remember being
Yeah, yeah.
homeless myself, and I don't know if Millie ever told you, but I never told her. She
No, no,
found
no,
out after I found an apartment.
no way.
So
No.
I found an apartment in less than a month, but I
Wow.
literally had to rob, beg, and steal. And I got my first apartment. She didn't know I was pregnant with Jamie.
No way.
hmm
That's amazing stuff, to see that we've
So
able to come our stories, our
yeah,
stories
but
are all.
you giving back, and you're still doing it though. You're still doing it because you're having another haircut event. Like I know we're helping with like little things like a face painter, but you've already had something established on the south end. Tell us about it because I'm excited. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, so we like to do charity events. Me giving haircuts to the homeless people turned into a whole partnership with Hartford Healthcare and the neighborhood health clinic. And we immediately started getting backed by different organizations like Jeffrey Dressler and Dressler Law and Mega Education, and different organizations that had services for the homeless, footwear with care, what is it, Hispanic Health Council, South Church, was quick to help us and back us and open the doors for us and give us space um, to host these events. And so we do 2 events a year so far. It's turning into so much more. I've already starting to get more events for November, which will be a third event in a year. But
Oh,
I also do for the homeless. I do an event called No Hair Left Behind, and just in June we were able to execute like 127 haircuts for homeless people. And it was just huge. It was huge. And so now I have another event coming up. We like to do another one in August. It's called We've Got Your Back, and it's for kids, in the city starting school. I remember being young and starting school and having to like struggle to get shoes, because Jordans, you couldn't start school if you didn't have your new pair of Jordans, right? And
I was the only
so
kid in school with Payless shoes.
really.
Yeah, so I had real humble beginnings. My grandma was cheap.
Well, yeah. Well, let me tell you about our humble beginnings because we've all been there, right? We had to decide: are we gonna get a backpack with school supplies, or are we gonna get Jordans? And we always chose Jordans, and we'd show up to school on our day one with no backpack, no notebook, no pencil, no nothing.
Because
That
if
was
not, you was gonna have a rough school year. It's like you don't need the book bag, but damn, the kids are gonna make fun of you if you don't have the shoes. I know
but
that from
we
experience.
but we had our Jordans, but no school supplies. And so that's what we aim to do. I'm trying hard to bridge the gap and really serve the community that is in need, right? Some parents don't have all that money for a $30-$40 haircut for a kid and a $50 backpack and $200 Jordans, and it just gets crazy, right? And so I try to help. I pull all these community organizations together to donate backpacks, to donate school supplies. We're trying to get I don't want to say the name of the company, right? But I'm trying to get somebody who's gonna donate shoes, and so that's
Fingers
that's that.
crossed, because that's always a big expense for parents.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
And
exactly, and
because
so that
children donate
you
always
know,
getting these shoes. That's always a necessity.
yeah. Not only
No,
that,
and his is still little.
yes, yes,
So he got his son's about to be 3.
no way, bless, brother, bless. Mine are. I have a.
3 times this year.
Oh, that's
I
great.
don't miss that. I don't miss that.
Went from 5 to a 6. Now he's a 7.
It gets crazy. Mine as well. Of course, my children. Um, it's school time. I gotta get shoes for them too. And sometimes I'm like, oh my goodness, they're starting to pick shoes that are crazy. Like uh, I remember just this past year, my daughter picked some Pippins. Bro, when I saw the price on the Pippins, I was like, bro, there's no way I'm getting 2 of those. So you guys can't both pick Pippins.
My granddad never got the trendy shoes. I kind of come from a place of privilege as far as people that grew up in the hood. I had 2 working parents in the same house,
Yeah.
but they were very practical. No. You ain't gonna get them Jordans. How about give me $70 Grand Hills? That's what you're gonna get.
The Grand Hills. Listen,
Yo,
those were
JC
awesome
Penney
too,
outlet though. Sometimes JC Penney outlet be coming in handy.
but the Grand Hills were
got
cool
clothes
too,
and shoes
though.
from there too.
The Grand Hills were pretty sick too, man. Listen, I wish I had money to buy all the sneakers I want. I love sneakers. I just we didn't have them growing up. We just didn't have it. We didn't have it. So that's what I'm working for. I'm working towards landing a sponsorship from a company, so we ain't never got to pay for shoes again. How about that?
Yes.
Fingers crossed. A lot of families will love that.
Yeah. So that's what I'm aiming to do. Hopefully that will be this year. I'm negotiating back and forth to see how we can work that out so that we can get as many shoes to as many kids as possible. I just hope and pray that it happens because my event is coming. It's down to a month now. Like literally, my back to school backpack event is Sunday, August 20th, and so literally it's a month away. So I just pray that I get the responses I need for the shoes within the next 24 hours.
Yeah, 2 of us are religious on the call, and someone is spiritual. So Let's all put good vibes out there and prayers.
Yes.
I literally need them to call me within the next 24 to 48 hours and give me an answer, because the event is coming. It's the clock is ticking. But I feel confident that over time I'll be able to land them. From we're going on year. This is our second event for the kids. It's called We've Got Your Back, but this is technically like my eighth event, and so I have a track record of giving back to the community. Um, 7 years straight. I think they're gonna notice at this point. They have to. They have to. I've been knocking on their door for 7 years. They're not gonna keep the door closed on me. You know.
You got to wear them down with some persistence.
Yeah. I every month I send them pictures of I've got they shoes on my feet while I'm working. That's gotta work.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I believe it will. You have a lot of energy around you. You have a lot of support around you. It's gonna happen.
You want to hear something? You should sit there and show them this is the commercial I be in.
No way.
Do that.
No way.
I would. But talking about commercials, we do have to cut to a commercial break. So we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
You got it.
Don't go anywhere.
Practicing and living in community means that we're responsible to ourselves and others. It means that we're committed to engaging humbly and bravely with others who we may not agree with, but who share a similar worldview. Tensions and conflicts are gifts that allow us to grow together. Join our peaceful revolution.
Right? And guys, we are back after that word from Kimura's Cultural Corner. So that commercial told you everything and nothing about what she does. So make sure to check her out at kimurasculturalcorner.com and make sure to join her Patreon subscribers and the Peaceful Revolution.
Yes. Learn everything you can. It will help you in the long run.
Yes. And now we're back with Miguel. And he is owner of Wise Guys Scissor Society here in Hartford at 87 Main Street, where you can drop off school supplies or you can sit down in a chair and get a haircut.
Or both. Listen to this. The promotion is actually if they bring school supplies and backpacks or clothes or school uniforms or anything of the sort, I will give them a free haircut in return for their donation.
Nice.
That's how I do things. So yeah, anyone who shows up at the shop to donate stuff, they can either get their haircut on the spot for free or they can leave with a voucher and come back and use it at their discretion. Or even give it to someone else, I've had people do that too. Like, yeah, people even get, like, for example, last year some people dropped off backpacks and stuff full of supplies at my shop, right? For the school, for back to school. And then what they did was they donated the voucher to people next door that were homeless because they know I do both. And so that was pretty cool.
That's sweet of them.
Yeah. They know what I'm doing. They know that my heart is in it, not my wallet. And so I don't really care. I give as many free haircuts as I possibly can, all the time, not just once a year. They're literally right next door, like whenever I have free time, when the shop is closed, I come in. I'm the owner, right? I still got to come and do laundry and clean the bathroom. And so whenever I'm done with that, I'll cut their hair, or I'll cut their hair before I even start cleaning. But yeah, I do that every day. I don't care. I do that every day.
Hey, this is what makes Hartford.
Yeah.
Things like this is what needs to be documented, not the negativity.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm grateful I didn't grow up in Hartford. I think that's probably why I'm more grateful than ever. Is like I came here from Massachusetts, right? I grew up in Holyoke, Massachusetts, so I didn't grow up in Hartford. And when I came here, everyone was like, "Oh, Hartford is this, and Hartford is that, and Hartford is bad, and Hartford is that." And in reality, for me, it was completely different. Hartford was like an opportunity to start over, and I started knocking on all the right doors. I started looking for help. Where can I land a job? Where can I land a good job? Where can I go to school? Where can I go to barber school? and I worked my way up to now I have, you know, a brand new barbershop in the newest development in the city. You know, like everyone is talking about the barbershop and everyone is talking about the building and everyone is talking about the neighborhood, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Hartford.
And you.
Grateful for Hartford. And yes, and Hartford's grateful for me, right? Because I do a lot and I'm looking to do more. This is just the beginning. Even though we're 6 7 years in, we still, I think that's what makes us a little bit cool, is that every year I'm looking for new ways to do it. Like, I'm not just boring and doing the same thing as last year after year. I'm always looking for ways to improve. How can we do it better than last year? How can we grow? You know, where do we grow from here? Who else can we get involved to help the community, right? And so that's what makes us cool. We keep growing and we keep pulling on, you know. And this year we pulled on you guys, right?
Yeah.
Even though we got separated for years, I saw you and I'm like, yeah, we gotta get you guys involved. This is amazing stuff, you know.
Oh yeah, I remember when, but I also took my kids to you for haircuts.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And so, you know, I'm grateful for you guys. I know you guys do cool stuff in the city too. We won't go the whole show without shouting that out. Thank you guys for what you do. And this is cool stuff. Yeah. I'm grateful to be on the show. I'm grateful to be have the even opportunity to be able to be in my neighborhood, giving free haircuts, helping, giving free meals, and just giving back. You know, what does it matter if you're successful? You don't give back. That doesn't make sense. At least not to me.
That's very true.
You know.
So I'm high. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Isn't that
Let
what
me
the
grab
show is
this
about?
lighter first because there we go.
Isn't that what your podcast is about? That's cool. You better.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Just having these casual conversations. This is our version of the water cooler.
Yeah.
No, so my question is about the haircut events, right?
Yeah.
How do you think it would have made a difference if you were a kid and you ran into a you?
Oh my goodness. In fact, that's a crazy question because in fact, doing one of my events, I did run into a kid that's kind of like me, like I was. And immediately we started helping him by like teaching him how to cut hair, teaching him, you know, stay out of trouble, teaching him business, you know, in case he doesn't want to cut hair, in case he wanted to do other things, you know, we've taught him the business aspect of it. We've taught him, you know, how to operate, you know, how to start a bank account, how to save his money, how to invest his money, what to do with his money, you know. We told him stay away from the expensive sneakers and the gold chains, you know, and the bottles and the models, and stick to the investments and the, you know, and the savings and you know, and at a young age, he's starting to do pretty cool things as well.
I love that. Now,
You
is
know?
he an employee? Is he a volunteer? Because
So he's definitely a volunteer. He's too young and he's in school and he's at summer camp and he's doing a whole bunch of other things.
nice.
But on his free time,
What's
you
it
know,
like being a mentor like that?
oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's you know, like I try to be for him what I wish I had when I was his age, you know? And so almost like a big brother figure, you know, I'm telling him, you know, stay out of trouble. Don't be out here running with the wrong crowd. You know, if you start working on it now, by the time you're 25, you'll be good. You'll be good, you know? Um, I try to teach him about all the opportunities in the city around him that I took advantage of. You know, I came here, I might have been like 23 when I got here, and immediately I started working and you know, looking for things in the city that I could do, where I could work, where I can go to school. So I try to teach them those resources, you know, and where they are. You know, I try to be, you know, his big brother and guide them, you know, because the services are there. Some people just don't know about them, you know.
Definitely.
The help is there. If you really want to do something in the city, and you know, like everyone is always making excuse, hard for this, hard for that,
Yeah.
and they just not putting in the work. They're not putting in the footwork. They're not putting in the elbow grease. In reality, Hartford has been the opposite for me. It's been a place of opportunity, a place of growth, a place where I've been able to make, you know, a lot of connections and work in my favor and just work in Hartford for Hartford. And here we are, you know. A lot of people making excuses when in reality, Hartford is wonderful. Hartford's great. There's a lot of things going on here that I'm excited about. You know, that park, the skate park you invited me to, remember? I love that place where the Nipsey Hustle thing is at. That place is pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
there's a-
Todd's one of the founders.
As Heaven Skate Park, and I'm actually one of the co-founders of the park.
No way, dude. That place is sick.
I volunteered 5 years worth of events. I've even invested my own earnings into the park, along with a community of artists and planners, and we made it happen as a community.
No way. That's mad cool. I drove by there not too long ago. They were having an event, man. It was so cool. That place, there's always skaters. Listen to this. My daughter's a skater, and that's why we love that park.
Yes. I'm one of many individuals that had a hand in making.
That's cool.
Yeah, they had to fight against the city for the mayor.
Really?
There was a ban on skating in the city.
It was actually spearheaded by two people. One was a city council member, and the other was the founder of Underground Coalition, which is a cultural arts company.
Yeah, and at the end, after everybody in the city fought like Assad and his friends, Tony Hawk sat there and donated money for it.
That's cool stuff. The legend himself, the Hawkman. That's crazy.
And
that's cool.
He added design ideas to what was already sketched out by locals.
I did not know that at all.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. Wait till I tell my daughter. That's crazy.
Yes. The graffiti on the walls is actually was the bargaining chip to get the city on board, because it was legalizing graffiti in that park, and that actually cut down on public vandalism by 150%.
That's cool. I see what you're saying. So they saw the art. They saw the art.
Once they made that happen, there actually used to be a ban on public skating. If you wanted to skate, you had to do it on private property. You couldn't do it on Hartford streets. They lifted the skating ban. Because now there's more youth interested in skating. There's more youth in alternative music and things like that. They're exposed to that. They're exposed to the things that we did as kids, but it was like you were told, you're black, you're not supposed to skateboard. Here's this bike.
No way.
I didn't say that like directly, but
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but I'm just like, why would they take your
now you have black and brown kids and white kids skating together, BMXing together, rollerblading, everything.
That's
sick. Scooter, everything.
That's sick stuff, bro. That's cool. Wait till I tell my daughter that one, bro. She loves skating.
It took 5 years between the fundraising and getting the DOT on board, getting the city and state on board, and the actual construction itself.
That's cool. That's cool. You know, hats off to that. That sounds amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what Hartford's all about, man. We doing amazing stuff over here.
Exactly.
You know, that's what we doing.
My parents aren't from Hartford. My mother actually is from Atlanta, Georgia. She passed years ago, but her influence still lies. My father is still alive. He's from the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas. Not far from Puerto Rico, but very, very much in the Afro-Caribbean side, guys, even though it's American territory, just like Puerto Rico.
That's awesome stuff.
I'm the firstborn in Connecticut out of both sides of my family. I have a younger brother, and my older half-sister was born in Atlanta. So she, my contributions to the city is just me being in awe of everything the city brings and everything that I grew up with and everything that I witnessed. And being in a fortunate position to even do all the things that I've been able to do.
That's beautiful stuff, bro. That is beautiful.
And I do a lot.
Don't we all? You know, that's the idea, is that as men, we have to do a lot for the city. You know, as men and women of this city, that's what we got to do. We got to uplift our city. You know, if we don't do it, who the kids gonna look up to? You know, the people in the city that's not up to no good.
Right.
And that's where some of the problems lie right there, you know. So, you know, having young children and being in a community where there's a lot of young kids who have, you know, there's negativity all around them. And if you don't influence them, they're going to be influenced by negativity.
That's where people like us come in. We're from the same streets, but we guide everybody on a different path.
That's right. That's right. That's our job, like I try to be precisely that, a role model to a lot of the youngsters in my neighborhood. So like that they can look up to me instead of the negativity and contribute to the positive stuff. I have listen, I would say like 75% of the volunteers that come out to the event is youth. Is you don't see nobody 25, 26, 27, 28 that want to come in and help the event and volunteer their time. No, none of them.
No.
But you see all the youth, they're all influenced and they want to do it and they want to give back and they're involved. Like so it all started a friend of mine um is a youth pastor, like a youth minister. They're involved with a whole youth group. And so I connected with them and it started with them and it spread into all their friends in the community. And it's just like literally 75% of my volunteers have to be kids that are young, between 13 and 18 for sure, you know?
Because they want to get involved. They want to do something. They want to
Yeah,
do
yeah. Not only that, they're starting to take notice that, positive is there too. And there's longevity in staying positive. They see that the negativity is short lived. It looks cool, but it runs out quick. It runs out quick. And so they know they're starting to smarten up. They we're in the age of information where they Google stuff. They Google everything, and you talk to them. I've literally had youth kids Google it to fact check me when I'm talking to them. And so they're
Yeah.
starting to realize. Like who's full of nonsense. Who's full of shit, and who's really talking facts.
And this generation of kids is different from when we were kids.
Yeah, yeah,
They're
they
not
smart.
afraid to tell you when you're full of shit.
Yeah, yeah, they'll call you out. I'm telling you, they have to me all the time. They're like, wait a minute, stop right there. Let me Google this. And then when they find that I'm telling them the truth, they starting to wake up and be like, oh man, listen, he's for real. He's for real. This is somebody we can follow. And then they start to share that amongst their friends. That's another thing. They share it with their friends. And I would say like right now, there's like 6 kids strong who call me all day every day for advice, for guidance, on all matters that would otherwise be lost in the community if they didn't have somebody to call at all times of day and night for whatever reason. My number is open to them, open to the community. It's crazy. My personal cell phone number is open to my community, bro. Even if they don't need haircuts. It's crazy.
Yo, can we talk about how Stan McCauley screamed his phone number out during the debate today?
Yo, that was crazy. It's crazy because somebody was fact checking him. Somebody started calling up immediately to see if he would answer the phone or if the phone was phony. I thought that was great. That was funny. That was real funny. The lady behind me was like, immediately, I'm gonna call him on the phone right now. The debate was crazy. Confession. I ain't never been to no debate in my life. Nothing ever political. Nothing ever. Never a mayor, governor, nothing. I don't know none of that. I'm learning all that now as a new business owner in the downtown neighborhood. I feel it's time to get involved in all that, where my city's going, what they're doing, and most importantly, what they're doing wrong. Because sometimes even the city get it wrong. And so, I'm grateful that it's time. It's time for election. It's time for voting. It's time to get a new mayor, and see where they take our city. And I'm trying to be involved in the positive stuff in the city. I'm trying to get involved and do some cool stuff.
Definitely.
So
what
yeah,
music you be playing at the barbershop?
Come again?
What music you be playing at the barbershop?
That is a hard question to answer because I have a pretty big shop and it's pretty diverse. And so, we've got all types of music on the radio. I'd have to say 90% of the time, I'm old school. I'm 37. I'm not too old, but I'm not too young. I'm dead smack in the middle there. Right. And so my barbers are always making fun of me that I've got, the classics on, the Wu-Tangs, the Big Puns, the Big L's, You know, just old school music. The Fat Joes, the Terror Squad, the just all this new stuff. I've been so focused on education instead of entertainment that all this new stuff, it kind of blew right by me. But my young barbers, they're always playing, you know, the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Cole's, the you know, what is the A Boogie with the hoodie and all, you know, all the cool stuff. We're cool. We're a barbershop. Are you kidding me? We can go on for this to ask me what music we play in the barbershop. For me to answer that, we're gonna have to do a whole nother podcast, a whole different day about music.
Me as a DJ,
You know, right?
I'm with you. I'm 38.
Yeah.
But as a DJ, I always have to keep current. So I have to find something sonically that I like about whatever hit song is requested. But in the midst of that, I'm on my own searching for the new artists that are actually dope, and you can turn up equally to. I'll give you a few new artists. Earth Gang.
Yeah. My boys listen to that.
Yes. Jid. Buddy.
Yeah.
I'll throw Lola Brooks in there. I like her. I throw in Denzel Curry. He got some joints.
I know my boys are all onto that new stuff, you know. Some of them are even listening to the Hartford Cats, you know.
Yeah.
The musicians are right here from Hartford. And I'm like,
Woke of the Rebels. Shout out to her.
Rebels,
you know, like putting out fire.
Marquise,
Listen,
Mendez.
The
I'm not even
Boy,
right now.
Bell.
I've been for like 2 years, I would say for 2 years for real. On my downtime, I've been trying to feed myself education instead of entertainment. So all these new music, all this new stuff, you know, social media, I've been really trying to just work, just read.
Can I drop a gem?
Yo, just recently, my barber put on somebody that was from Hartford, and bro, it was fire.
Remember who he was?
Oh, I know it was. I want to say it was like Hartford Poe, and then he put me onto some other kids that were doing it, and I'm like, no way, bro. These people are putting out music like here in Hartford, and I'm like,
Big
what?
Mouth, Annoyed, the late Blackistan. Is so many out here.
Lou Dizzy.
Yeah, that one I heard too. Lou Dizzy. That one I heard as well.
Oscar Black, Banks De Niro.
Man, these kids, they're just cool. They're talented.
Polka the Rebel.
They're putting out some cool music. And again, shout out to Hartford. It's all because Hartford.
Oh, and Kennedy won.
There's a lot of stuff here to do. If you stay positive and you put in the work, you can do anything here in Hartford.
Shout out to Soldier Picasso and High Standard. So you're definitely a hip hop head. So you answered my question of every single week. And I can talk all day about music. I just had a conversation about the trajectory, the sonic trajectory of drill music. I kind of like to break down music to the science.
Okay.
So, and that helps me as far as like rappers I try to break them down objectively. Now breaking down objectively, I love my MF Doom. I love all types of hip hop, and I can say definitively the Lox is the perfect rap group. If you break it down to skill and execution, that means lyrical content aside, image aside, skill and execution, the Lox is the perfect rap group.
Podcast for a whole nother day about the Lox and D Block and those dudes is something else. Those dudes.
Kiss your ass goodbye. D Block.
Yeah. That's
persona. While the Lox is their real selves all the time, even while they're rapping.
Oh yeah. You know, like how could you even have that conversation without talking about Jada and the whole when they battled Dipset, remember that? That was funny, yo.
That wasn't a battle. That was an execution.
Fire. That was fire.
Now, as far as who makes the perfect MC, that's more debatable. With using the same factor, style and execution, and skill. that widens everything because you have to put Jadakiss and Eminem in the same conversation with MF Doom and Inspector Deck. Everybody has to be in the conversation.
Yeah, it's true. That
You
again,
can totally disregard lyrical content and look at pure
listen,
skill.
What about DMX?
again, we would need a whole nother podcast, bro. I'm telling you, because we can then, and then if you really want to get old school, then we got to talk about Talib Kweli and
Fuck Talib
Common,
Kweli.
and like we gotta, fuck.
I'll say that at least once an episode.
Why?
She has a personal issues with Mr. Talib Kweli Green.
No way, bro.
They're on
That's
a
on
first
a
name
basis.
How could you have beef that is legit?
No, he had
Twitter
beef with
beef,
my
too.
boy. He had beef with my boy, yo, and I got dragged into shit.
How could you talk about music without mentioning the Talib Kweli's?
That was my senior.
Commons?
Reflection Eternal was my senior year.
No. We had Jay-Z versus Nas.
Yeah,
We
while I
had
was doing that, I
Underground
was listening
50
to Reflection
Cent.
Eternal also. And
Okay,
early
I was
Kanye.
listening to 50 Cent. I was listening to Blueprint. I was listening
D12,
to
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Stillmatic.
Bone Thugs in Harmony. Oh my goodness.
I'm also a classically trained musician, so I had to listen to classical music too. I listened
Bone
to
Thugs in Harmony, bro. Are you kidding me?
my first ever tape purchase with my hard-earned money was Night Eternal, and it was before they remixed Crossroads.
My first ever tape purchase was the Spice Girls.
Not the Spice Girls.
Yo, I knew that album backwards and forwards.
Not the.
I had 3 tapes to my disposal with a Walkman and a whole bunch of recorded mixtapes off the radio. But my 3 active albums was TLC, Crazy Sexy Cool, Craig Mack, Project Funk the World, and that Bone Thugs tape. I wore that Bone Thugs tape out, and I still got it to this day. That still works.
I legit love music myself, you know. And then listen, we can't go without talking about my Puerto Rican music.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, sometimes I get the itch, and we start bumping that Spanish stuff.
Listen, I'm a major fan of Fania All Stars and everything they brought to the world.
You talk about Mark Anthony, or are y'all tired of him? Because I love him.
Is Mark Anthony the Drake of salsa?
Listen, he's a legend. He's a legend.
Is he the Drake of salsa?
Is he the Drake? You can say that.
Hey,
You can say that.
I don't know. He's probably he might be a little bigger than Drake.
You can
What
say,
else?
yeah.
Drake?
Listen, he's not a little.
No. What's the male version of Rihanna?
The male version of Rihanna.
So we need an R&B. All right, who?
Harry Styles is pretty big, but I don't think he's.
He might be the Harry Styles of salsa. Somebody who's kind of here to stay though, and kind of frequent. So he always has hit music, and it always plays.
The dude is a legend, bro. You can't even talk without mentioning him. He's a legend.
So he's like the Spanish, not Michael. What's one step below Michael Jackson?
Listen, people that don't speak Spanish listen to Mark Anthony.
So what is one step below Michael Jackson?
Madonna.
Is he the Madonna?
No, wait. We can't say one step below Michael Jackson because he's even with Prince. We verified that. What's the step below with both of them?
That's a good
He
question.
might be the Prince of salsa.
Damn, the Prince?
I would say so. Yeah.
MJ.
Yeah, he's a legend, bro. I have no other words besides he's the Spanish legend. One of the many, but he's a legend, you know. Yeah, but we could go.
Yeah, he kind of fucked it up with Miss Universe, though.
It's all right. He fucked it up with a lot of girls. I think that's what happens when you a legend. I think that's like one of the things that's just gonna happen. You gonna mess it up with a lot of beautiful women. You gonna get it wrong.
I'm gonna let you in on something. A lot of Afro-Caribbean folk will make a strong case for Enrique Iglesias. It's that damn Bailamos.
No way.
He's like the Whitney
Every
Houston.
Bayesian I know knows the words to Bailamos.
You think he's like the alive Whitney Houston?
Come again?
He's like Whitney Houston, but alive of salsa. Enrique Iglesias, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
Definitely,
because he's got the nepotism going for him too.
that's how he sings. Yeah, that's how he
he doesn't
sings
know this
too.
on music. Does he?
His,
That's the kind of music
he
he
got it on
sings.
his father's name.
Meanwhile, Mark Anthony likes his music. Most of his music.
Mark Anthony didn't. So Enrique Iglesias for us is just a smaller version of his father. His father was more famous than him. Well, his father never crossed over, but in the Spanish community, that's where his son was able to become famous, and that's why you guys have Enrique Iglesias now, the crossover legend, because he's second generation singer, and millennials remember his dad pretty well.
My phone's acting up.
Oh no, that's okay.
He can still hear you clear.
Yeah, because it's almost that time anyways for us to go. We but if you got any
Oh
closing remarks, let's go.
no, I just, I'm ever so grateful to be on the show. I thank you guys so much for even inviting me. For recognizing all the things we do in the community as a barbershop, as a mentor, as a pillar of the community. Being right next door to the homeless shelter. We know that's a big issue in the city. We're gonna keep attacking it. One homeless person at a time, one event at a time, one partnership at a time. We're gonna continue to do great things. Continue to connect. Continue to show up at the debates. Continue to show up at on the city's doorstep. Right.
Right.
Yep.
we
All right. Well,
have to. We have to.
y'all
Peace, y'all.
make sure to stay safe. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
It's all love, y'all. Thank you, guys.